This program is brought to you by the Genesis Communications Network, a world leader in talk radio since 1998. Visit GCNlive.com today.
Broadcasting and streaming live all across America. This is Home Talk USA with Michael King, where we will discuss topics pertaining to your home with industry-leading experts. Michael King is a licensed general contractor with more than 30 years of experience in home improvements and the author of Contracting with the King. Join us this hour for our segment Invent America with your co-host, the inventor lady, Rita Crompton. Discover what's next in the home improvement industry and explore new products and innovations. Or if you have that next great big idea, learn what it takes to bring your invention to the world as Michael King and Rita Crompton talk to America's inventors and innovators. Remember, the America of tomorrow is being invented today. We invite you to visit us at HomeTalkUSA.com, one of the best resources for home improvement information around today. Your best life begins with your best home, and there's no place like Home Talk. That's HomeTalkUSA.com. And now, we proudly present Invent America from the #1 home improvement radio program in the country, Home Talk USA, with your host, the Cajun contractor, Michael King, and his co-host, the inventor lady, Rita Crompton.
Yahoo! Welcome, America. That's right. This is Home Talk USA, streaming live right here on the Genesis Communication Radio Network at GCNlive.com. And now I'd like to welcome all of you to my sidekick and co-host. They call her the inventor lady herself, Miss Rita Crompton. Hey, Rita, how was the vacation?
Hey, how are you? It was wonderful. Back at work, hard at work down here. So
we got to work.
It's one of the things, I do, and I get people who call me all the time and ask me about things, and it just amazes me how many inventors out there have more than one invention.
Yeah.
And they're balancing, the money and the rigors of marketing and everything. And so today we're going to talk to 3 inventors. 2 of them are, kind of in the throes of getting things to market. And then our industry expert, so to speak, is an inventor with over 100 products in the marketplace. And he is brilliant.
We get a lot of tweets. And I get a lot of emails. And it simply ask me, where do you get the topics? Who comes up with these topics? And how does the topics, come together?
Well, that's a really good question, because when I am talking to all of the inventors out there, and just for a number, there's almost 7 million inventors out there across America at any given moment. And so when I talk to them, when they just call me up, I get topic suggestions. Not that they're saying, talk about this, but in our conversation about their path, what happened to them, who they dealt with. I go, that's a good topic. And that's how I come up with them. I've got topics lined up through Labor Day.
Wow.
And it's all because of people I've talked to.
And then it all lines up with the process, talking about that process, which is so important, right?
It is. And we talked last week about how important it is, the first step, getting the search done. And that then sets up the next step. And I get so many inventors that they'll say, had a bad experience with one of the scoundrels out there. Well, I bought a book, and they said, you can do it this way. And it's like, if it sounds too good to be true, it's probably not true. And every decision you make is based on the last set of facts you got.
Yeah. You can't go to A.
And that's what we do.
You can't go to B till you do A, and you can't go to C till you complete B,
That's right. That's right. It's a one-step process. You make business decisions based on information gathered. And that's what we do, is we help inventors know how to gather the information, where to go to get the information. Sometimes it doesn't take very long. It's just you being able to get eye to eye with a potential consumer for your product.
Well, tell us about the couple guests and now product expert.
All right, so our first guest today is going to be Russell Kramer. He's got 4 products that he's trying to get into the marketplace. He is out of the Boston area.
All right,
and
Boston.
Then our next 2 guests are Duane Genzlinger and Jerry Hanley. They're out of northern Colorado. They've been in business together for a long, long time. Their products are related to their business, But my question for them is, how do you run a full-time business and go out and build all these homes and still try to get a product to market?
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard enough to do it full time, let alone then try to still run a construction business.
Wow.
And then our expert is David Stream. He's got, like I said, over 100 products in the marketplace. I think he's got over 40 patents.
Whoa.
And he is, wanting to help inventors and being able to get the information out there on what he's learned, and sometimes the hard way.
Is this the first time he's been on the show? I can't recall.
No, it's not. All of these guys have been on before.
Okay.
And David was on a few weeks ago, and honestly, he fills in a whole bunch of industry expert spots, our go-to expert on some topics because he's so far along in the process. Wow.
And at the end of the show, though, you're going to be talking about how you can get your product featured on the show. Because we're not a pay-to-play network. We're not a broken network. I mean, there's no charge to be on this radio program, right?
That's right. And we get the inventors on. All of the inventors on are, free to be on the show. They're sharing their story, what they've learned. And that's one of the things that we really want to focus on, is that anybody in America can be an inventor.
Well, I got a surprise.
And one of our shows coming up this summer is going to be about kids inventors.
Well, Rita, I got to tell my audience, I got to hop that big bird shortly. You're going to be taking over when we come back off a break. I'm going to introduce you back, open up the show, but I got to hop a big bird. I got to my little grandson. I'm heading to he's playing in the Little League World Series that starts this weekend in Branson, Missouri. So I got to hop that big bird.
Cool.
So yeah. So you're gonna have to bring it on.
Time. We will do it. We will get it done. You have a wonderful time.
Well, everybody said, well, King, why didn't you just leave? I said, well, they don't realize that I've been on the air for 1,038 episodes. I've never, ever missed an episode since I've been on the air. So I have to keep that string alive to be here. They don't say nothing about me finishing the show. It's just I got to be here for the show. But
there you go.
1,038 in counting. That's a lot of episodes. But we hope our audience stays with us. And I know between Russell and Duane and Jerry and Dave, I know everybody's going to have a great time, and you're going to be providing some great information and to them. But again, as we said, we preach. We want
every American out there to realize that they can do it.
Well, and they can do it. I mean, I say if you have an idea, it all starts with the idea in your head. You have to have it in your head, but most importantly, you have to put it on a piece of paper. So if you can write it and can put it on a piece of paper, I need to tell you, I'm almost 100% sure it can be done. If you can write it and think about it and write it, I think it can be done. I think that's the thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we get some of the cutest prototypes made out of duct tape and cardboard and pipe cleaners and Legos. I have seen some really good ones out of Legos. It's like, get down in there in your kids' toys and find out how you can get it out of your head and into something three-dimensional.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It is.
Well, Rita,
my friend, you have a wonderful trip and enjoy your grandson.
I am. Well, Rita, there's the music right there. We always invite everybody to go to our website, HomeTalkUSA.com. Check out our partners page. By helping to patronize all these great sponsors, Rita, basically keeps our show on the air because, again, none of our guests are charged to be on this radio program. And, again, if you want to stream, if you want to catch the live stream, that's the Genesis Communication Radio Network at GCNlive.com. That's when we live every Saturday from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock. That's Eastern Time right here. That's when you can catch the Invent America show. But if you want to listen to the whole 3 hours of Home Talk USA, that's 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock Central Time on the Genesis Communication Radio Network. All right, we're going to take a short break. Got to pay some bills. My co-host is going to be back with you, Miss Rita Crompton, the inventor lady herself. I'm the Cajun Man. Yahee!
Talk USA with Michael King. Do you have questions about your next home improvement project or home repairs? Now you can chat with verified home repair and home improvement experts in just minutes. Get the help you need by visiting HomeTalkUSA.com. One of the best resources for home improvement information around today. Your best life begins with your best home, and there's no place like Home Talk. That's HomeTalkUSA.com. And now, back to Invent America from the #1 home improvement radio program in the country. Home Talk USA with your host, the Cajun contractor Michael King, and his co-host, the Inventor lady, Rita Crompton.
Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us or sticking with us, whichever the case may be. We are reaching out to all of the American inventors out there to encourage you to take that first step. So go ahead and join us at the Inventor Roundtable meetings. Go to theinventorlady.com if you are an inventor and you would like to be on the show. All you've got to do is click on how to be on the show and fill out the form, and it drops right into my email box. I have been getting phone calls from inventors all over the country, sometimes on a Sunday afternoon, and they're like, I can't believe you actually answered your phone. I do answer my phone. We always laugh because I say this is a phone number that's going to go on the side of my casket when I die, because people need to be able to reach out and ask questions. And so our goal is to help everyone out there who wants to become an inventor in America to be able to do exactly that and take the right steps. So my next guest today is Duane Genzlinger. I've known Duane for some time now. They've got a couple of products, and the challenge for Duane Genzlinger and Jerry with Hammerskill Homes is to be able to run a business full-time, a construction business, and still invent products. Duane, thank you so much for being with us today.
Well, thank you for having me.
So tell our audience about the products that you guys have invented.
Well, it's the one-man's chalk line, which is called a snapper, and then we've got both ends of a chalk line that one person can snap without, with his thumb instead of, having somebody help or put a nail in or whatever. Then the other one is a box slider that moves the receptacle, over a half inch, so you don't have to cut the plates. And it always looks bad when you cut a plate off of a switch plate. They're never accurate, and they blow up, and it looks bad. So we've invented something that just moves that whole thing over inside the box. And you don't have to cut the plate that way.
I know when we go to the National Hardware Show with you guys, everyone you kind of hoard the audience because everybody is so excited to see the box slider and the snapper.
Uh-huh. It's worked real well for us. And, we've used the slider in a lot of new construction. For example, we had you always put another stud in, to keep the box away from the door jambs. Well, one particular woman wanted 4.5-inch trim, so we were right back where we were again. So we had to use them to move it over that half-inch again. So it worked well. And
I always chuckle when I see you guys demoing the snapper because I do remember when my father would say, "Come and hold this," and then he would snap the line.
Exactly. Exactly.
And it's like, that's the job. It's like, okay, Dad, I'm busy doing something. You need to hold it yourself. And then he'll say, to the other kid, no, come on over here and hold this. Because you always need somebody to hold an end before you could snap it, right? You can't hold both ends and snap at the same time.
That's correct. And I still owe your mother one.
There you go. So tell us, how do you guys, and she would appreciate it too, but then I'm not there to hold the other end. How do you run a business and invent products?
Well, it's kind of hard. Sometimes you think, well, here I'm too busy making a living where this might do it for me, but you just, in your spare time, and it's hard. It really is. I mean, we just,
these are
between
both
the two
great
of
products.
us.
Yeah, and they came out of a need that you saw in the business.
Exactly. I saw an electrician one time that he was moving a box, tearing drywall out, and I thought, my gosh, there's got to be a better way, and that's why I come up with the box slider. And and I've given that same electrician quite a few of them. So, and the snapper, I mean, it's for short-handed, 4 foot and under. It works. It'll also work as a regular chalk box, but this works in your hand reach, and like a sheet of plywood or something. You don't have to put a hole in something to ruin your product. It can work for knitting, or not knitting, but a lot of different things like fabric.
Yeah.
Chalk.
So, assuming that you guys want to keep your business, how are you getting your products out there? Besides going to the hardware show, because it's amazing how often somebody writes to me and says, how can I get a hold of these guys because I want one of those?
Well, that's thanks to you. I've gotten quite a few of the box sliders out, so that's and then we're still working on the snapper. We're it's just word of mouth is a big thing. It just takes time.
Yeah, it sure does.
It's not an instant thing, and we found out that. So, but
it's amazing. You can build it, but it doesn't mean they will come because nobody knows you're there.
That's you need to get it out to see for people to see, and that's the biggest problem right there. So, and we're working on it.
We're working on it. That's right.
Not overnight success. So.
That's true. So what advice do you have for other new inventors that are, in that phase of just getting their first prototypes done and knowing that, the hardest part is the marketing and the selling?
Well, just go for it. It's expensive. The patents and all this, to protect yourself. And that's a real problem. But, if you believe in it, you have to go for it. I mean, that's the bottom line. You got to believe in your product.
I've heard that many times from professionals. It's like, you've got to be able to, you got to push it up the hill. And, I always laugh and say, a good invention is like a child. You conceive it, you nurture it, it sucks you dry, you throw it out. And until you throw it out, it never really grows up and takes care of you. So, you've got to get it out there.
It may be a great product, but there's thousands of them sitting on a shelf someplace, and they've lost interest in them. And, you really need to bring them out. And I mean, it's like an open checkbook, but, eventually it'll carry itself.
So what's next for you guys? What's next for you guys?
We've got a couple other inventions that we're working on, but I'm still trying to nurse this one. And
we're going to help you nurse it by getting it licensed, and we need to go ahead and wrap this up. Duane, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me. I'll be talking to you later, Rita.
Absolutely. We need to go and pay some bills, everybody. So stay with us. We are coming back with our industry expert, Dave Stream.